I would like to talk about different ways to deal with the butterfly guard. And let's start looking at Marcelo Garcia's demonstration. Okay, this is Marcelo Garcia, some ways that he does the sweep by controlling the arm. We have also Gordon Ryan, that he used this hook sweep in order to sweep his opponents. He has the hook on the side controlling the arm and then sweeping. And also Adam Warzinski, he does it so well. The butterfly guard, when you're on top, we can see two ways, at least, two ways to deal with it. Here, Marcelo Garcia and Thiago Alves. Let's look at this exchange when Marcelo places the hook on the hip. What Thiago Alves does is to lower the hip. You saw that it happened once, and look, as Marcelo Garcia tries to set up this foot in front of the hip of Thiago Alves, he lowers his hip. Let's try to check it again. Let's start from here. See the here hook. The hook is here now. Look. Thiago Alves, he stretches his leg and he manages to move his hips sideways, away from the leg from the foot that is controlling or trying to control his hips, and he managed to disconnect the foot from his hips. This is one way when you're going to lower your posture, lower your hips, in order to deny the opponent access. Look at this. Access to the hook. Marcelo Garcia attacks to the other side, controlling the arm, but now Thiago Alves is under threat and starts posturing. Okay, so we can see it as well here in this fight with Matheus Diniz and Warzinski, where Matheus, he uses a similar strategy to deal with the hook on the hips. As you can see here, what he does to deny the sweep, Matheus stretches the leg on the side that is being at risk and moves his hips, points his hips away. In this case, as he does so, he is holding the body of Adam. See? Very low hip, and has an underhook there as well. He has controlling the body. And you can see throughout this whole match how this strategy is used by Matheus Diniz to deny the whole access to this hook on the hips from the butterfly. In Brazil, the guarda de gancho is the guard of hook guard. That's the way. It's cool. Now, up to here, even at the end of the match, we see this strategy being used in different ways. Look, hips up, now lower the hips, stretch the leg, lower the hips on the side, and trying to get to the opposite side with this underhook. Now, so Matheus Diniz here, he keeps his hips low, very low as possible, up to the point that he's denying the hook and manages to pass. Okay. So we have here two examples to deal with the butterfly guard where the hips are low. It's like sprawling. He's doing a sprawl I'm going to this situation where your hips are touching the mat. Now, let's look at how Felipe Andrew he deals with the same situation. The butterfly guard. Felipe Andrew's strategy is to posturing up and not letting the heel, the hook, contact the body. So he has to posture and trying to create the distance, and then what he does here, when he can, he jumps away from the leg that is hooking. If you look back here, yes, from here, pay attention to Felipe's right arm, where it goes. It goes to the leg and presses the leg down. As he's pressing one leg down, he's trying to keep his posture up in order to deny the butterfly hook connection, up to the point that he manages, up to the point that he managed to jump out of the hook, the butterfly hook, and ending up in a half guard. Now closing the distance, get himself safe, and then they start over. And the strategy for Felipe Andrew remains the same. Look, jumping over the leg, posturing up. Now we have a different situation here. Okay? And let's look at how Roberto Jimenez deals with the same type of guard. Now a connection. Now look at Adam's left leg. We almost have a hook, not yet. The knee on the hip. Now we have the hook now. Now let's see how Jimenez is going to do. So he postures up as well. And it's very explosive. And what he does is posture up, controls the upper body, and as soon as he can, he jumps over Adam's head in order to attack the back. And this happened a couple times, 2 or 3 times actually. So let's look at it again. Now Adam, left leg, look at Adam's left leg. There's no hook right now. Trying to establish the hook. First the hook goes to the shin, create space, knee on the hip in order to prepare for the hook, and now we have the hook. Okay. Now Jimenez starts posturing up, and at the same time Adams is actually start pressuring him, unbalancing with this grip on the belt. And now Adam is trying to get this connection on Jimenez's hip, and Jimenez is posturing up, standing. Adam gets lower under him, almost gets under him, and Jimenez is posturing up, control here. As soon as Jimenez can, he gets to two grips there. One grip on the leg, Jimenez's left hand on Adam's right leg, and the other grip is over Adam's left shoulder. Pressuring Adam's head down, and this way Jimenez creates this space. As long as Jimenez's legs are free, of course, both legs have to be free, Jimenez can jump over the back and attack the back. If we see the grip is over the shoulder, but it's towards, is here. I have the trapezium here, right at the end of the trapezium. Here, look. Let's see if you can see the grip. Here, the grip on the, you have the grip on the collar, on the back of the collar. somewhere on the back of the collar that we can press the person down. Okay. And finally, let's look at a more recent fight with Eric Muniz, looking at how Eric deals with the butterfly guard. Eric pulls, Eric decides to stand up. As soon as Eric stands up, look at Eric's right leg, right hand goes straight to the leg. Eric's pressuring forward. Now, Eric is standing up. Adam has a lapel control. And Eric disconnects. This interaction here, look, you have a lapel control and Eric pulls the leg up and this connection goes and Eric starts passing to the side. But Łaziński is very good at recovering. Now what happens here? Eric is on his feet, okay, hips very high. And as Eric connects his left hand to Adam's leg, the right hand now is pulling Łaziński's heads down. So if the person doing the butterfly guard has the head down, is being forced down, it's difficult to engage the hook. So with the feet, as we can see here, look, it makes things more difficult to get control over the other person because you can't easily move your hips forward. In this case, look where the hips are. Now Adam improves his posture by putting his knees on the floor, but as soon Adam decides to go back on his glutes, we have Eric controlling the leg, pushing the leg forward as he moves to the side. Okay. And Eric, he used this principle more than once in this fight, and here we can see well how it works. Eric's hand is controlling the leg. Look, always controlling the leg. This grip, Eric doesn't let go the left hand grip on the leg, and as soon as he can, Eric seizes the opportunity to move sideways before Adam manages to get the feet close to the hips. Okay, so here we see that Eric doesn't, in this specific example, Eric doesn't allow Adam to get the feet close to the hips. So we saw here two ways with the hips very low, not letting the person connect the hook on the hips because the hips are so low that it's not so easy, not possible to connect in front of the hips, the hook in front of the hips. And then we saw high, hips high, so it's hard to get to the hips because the hips are far away. And then we saw hips high, pulling the head down. And as long as the legs are free, the person is able to jump over the person doing the butterfly guard. And finally, we see hips high, controlling the leg and the upper body and creating sufficient distance where the hips are so far away that the person doing the butterfly guard has to overcommit to get the feet to the hips. And during this transition, there is a passing. Okay, this type of passing, you control the upper body and the lower body. If you want to move to my left, here, this is my left, if you're controlling the upper body and the lower body, you're going to move the lower body away from the side you're going to pass, and you make the person spin. See? Both hands, not only one hand is static and the other hand moving, but you're going to make the person spin. So you're going to move the person's head or upper body closer to you as you drive the person's lower body away from you. And this is what we see here in this fight with Eric and Adam.